everybody, welcome to HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com, and here on my YouTube channel in this video, this is going to be part one of, say, a three-part series of videos on how to fix a problematic vocal track in your mix. Now, this segment of video that you're going to watch right after this little intro comes directly from my live mixing series live streams that I do on YouTube, and I've been doing them once a week now for several months. If you don't know what the live mixing series is, you can look at the graphics that are coming up on your screen. You can go out to HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com, check out the live mixing series. They're very, very, very cool. I think you'll really enjoy them. Anyway, this week we were working on a lead vocal and fixing some problematic areas, and I was showing you some different techniques on how you can take a vocal that really wasn't recorded very well, or maybe has the wrong kind of microphone choice when it was recorded, and try to get it to sit in the mix as best as possible. So we're going to do that in this video. Again, this is only one part. Stay on the lookout for parts 2 and 3. You'll see these next 3 videos. We'll talk all about this, so I hope you enjoy it. Before we get to that, if you like what you see in this video, please hit that subscribe button. Also, go out to HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com and get your 5 free mixing training courses worth about $120. I'm giving you 5 free courses just for going to HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com. And again, if you want to learn the craft of mixing in a very non-technical way, make sure you check out MixingMadeEasy.net. And also, again, go to Home Recording Made Easy, check out the live mixing series. So now here is part 1 of the live mixing series where we talk about fixing a bad or poorly recorded vocal. Enjoy. Let's take a listen to our lead vocal. Again, I don't know how far we'll get tonight. Maybe we'll do lead vocal, the lead vocal double, and then next week we'll do the background vocals, reverbs, and delays, and we'll finish it up, and then it'll be holiday time. Okay, so let's do that. So, okay, lead vocal, we're using the CLA Mix Hub. Haven't done anything yet, just put it on the track. Let's go to a verse, and let's hear what we got going on with this lead vocal here, this male lead vocal. Here we go.
Even though I never stand by your side, never ask how your day went by. I wouldn't know how to make it right. Where all that came with time. I'm leaving, but I'll be back someday. I'll take this blue stepping over my face. I'm just trying to pick up the pace.
Okay, so to me, what I hear in this is it's very hollow in the center, right? It almost sounds like, it sounds like he's singing in a tin can, sort of. It's very hollow. We got to do a lot of warming up with this, or as best we can. And it's a very subtle kind of a vocal. It's not very screamy. It doesn't have a lot of energy. It's, you know, this style of music, this particular song, it doesn't have that. So let's start with, let's add some nice analog and some noise, and let's try to dress this thing up a little bit as best we can.
To grab those tears from your face, darling. Even though I never stand by your side, I never ask how your day went by. I wouldn't know how to make it right. Where all that came with time.
Okay, so because I'm doing a low cut filter at about 150-ish, 170-ish, and I pushed the preamp a little bit heavier, and we'll turn down the output because I want to try to get a little bit more color into this vocal. So now for compression, I'm going to go with the Bluey, and the reason why I'm going to go with the Blue Stripe, and that's, if you don't know, this plugin has, which isn't on the SSL desk, it's an added benefit to the plugin. You have 2 compressors. You have the desk compressor, which is part of the SSL console, and then if you press the type button, they have the Bluey. The Bluey is the 1176 Blue Stripe. It's Chris Lord-Alge's, apparently, supposedly, that's what they claim, one of his 1176 Blue Stripes. Now, the reason why I would use the Blue Stripe over the desk in this case is because, as I said, this vocal sounds pretty dark. It sounds a little hollow. It needs air. It needs some upper mid-range. It needs some more clarity. So from a compressor point of view, the Bluey is going to be a little bit more open than the desk. It just does. The 1176 Blue Stripe is going to have a little bit more of an open sound, regardless of which manufacturer's plugin that you use. It's subtle, but it's different. So we're gonna probably stick with a slow attack on this because there's not a lot of energy in this. We're going to do a pretty fast release. We're going to do like a 4-to-1 ratio, and then we're going to just dial the threshold, till we see our gain reduction.
I'm leaving, but I'll be back someday. I'll take this glue stepping over my face.
And we're going to compress it kind of heavy.
I'm just trying to pick up the pace.
Because if we're going to stick with the CLA mix hub for the majority of this, like what I'm doing throughout this entire mix, purposely, so you guys can see that, hey, with just this one plugin, you can get a pretty darn good mix, right? So I'm going to try to do most of the heavy lifting with this plugin. So I'm compressing more heavily than I typically would.
To grab those tears from your face, darling. Even though I never stand by your side, I never ask how your day went by.
It's before.
I wouldn't know how to make it right.
Okay, so again, don't know how well you'll hear this. It'll probably be better if you have a good set of headphones. I'm going to turn this on and off because I want you to hear what the compressor, before we get into the EQ, what the compressor's doing. When I said that the Blue Stripe has a little bit more open upper mid-range, a little. So listen to the difference when I bypass the plugin, and you'll see the meter stop. And then when I bring it back in, you should hear the upper mid-range of the vocal get a little bit more open. Again, it's not like it's this huge, sparkle. It's not going to be that, but we're nudging it along, right? So here's the difference. So here's before with no compression.
Where all that came with time. I'm leaving, but I'll be back someday.
Here's with.
I'll take this glue stepping over my face.
Right?
I'm just trying to pick up the pace. To grab those tears from your face, darling.
Okay, so we're one step closer. So now we're going to come to some EQ. So the first thing we're going to do is we got to get rid of all that nasty hollowness in the center. So we know it's going to be somewhere in this 300 to 400 hertz range, because it usually is, maybe up as much as 500. We're going to jack up the dB because I want to hear where the problem is.
Even though I never stand by your side, I never ask how your day went by. I wouldn't know how to make it right.
Okay, so I was wrong. It's at 800 hertz. I thought it would be at 5. I was wrong. That's why you use your ears, right? Okay, so I know it's typically between 300 and 500, but if you didn't see what I did there, okay, I'm doing a technique that you would normally see me do a lot of times, or I've shown you before on a graphic EQ with the stock EQ, right? Where we're going up and we're sweeping around and we're finding the nastiness and we're dialing it out. That's all we're doing here too. The difference is you don't see the audio here like you do on one of the stock EQs, right? So it really forces you to use your ears. You can't look at it. You have to listen for it. So again, what I do is I take this and I'll turn it up 8 or 9 dB so we can really hear it, okay? And then I'll start down here at 200 and just kind of sweep along until where I hear that real hollowness that I was talking about earlier.
Where all that came with time. I'm leaving, but I'll be back someday. I'll take this glue stepping over my face.
It's right there. And we pull it out.
I'm just trying to pick up the pace.
About 5 dB, which is a lot. But listen to the difference now. I'm going to bypass this and listen to the difference. I'll let him sing the first 2 lines without the plug-in, without the processing, and then I'll bring in the processing, which will bring in both the compressor and that one EQ move.
Even though I never stand by your side, I never ask how your day went by.
Here it comes.
I wouldn't know how to make it right. Where all that came with time.
Much better, right? Can you hear that? Hopefully you guys can hear that over YouTube. All right, now we need some air. Okay, so we're gonna we're going to come up here well, yeah, we're going to start up here with a bell. We're going to come up in the high frequencies here. We're going to see what we can do. And I want to be careful we don't get into too much sibilance. We're just going to play around with it.
I'm leaving, but I'll be back someday.
Oop.
I'll take this blue stepping over my face. I'm just trying to pick up the pace to grab those tears from your face, darling.
Now I'm up here at around 15K, and only with a few dB you can hear how it gets very open, gets a little sibilant. Now, what's different about this particular SSL EQ, and again, it could just be the particular desk that they modeled. Supposedly, this is Chris Lord-Alge's desk. That's, who knows, right? But that's supposedly what it is. But typically with an SSL plugin, a channel strip by most manufacturers, you can really jack up the high frequencies and it doesn't get harsh. You actually got to get around 9-10 dB before you even hear a real audible difference. Not so on this plugin. Okay, so just so you're aware of that. Not that that's a bad thing, it's just a little different.
Even though I never stand by your side, I never ask how your day went by. I wouldn't know how to make it right, where all that came with time. I'm leaving, but I'll be back someday. I'll take this blue stepping over my face.
Okay, so I'm using it now as a bell at around 5K as opposed to 10, 12, 16K, because up in that area, this sounds a little harsh. It sounds a little sibilant to me. It's not what we're going for. I'm still looking for a little bit more open sound, and we're going to use a different EQ to get that smoothness on the top, okay? We're going to try. So here, quickly, 4.5 dB at almost 6K. Here's what we have before this plugin, and then we'll turn it on halfway through.
Even though I never stand by your side, I never ask how your day went by. I wouldn't know how to make it right, where all that came with time.
Okay, so a lot of the muddiness in the chest is gone. It's got a little more air. It's not there yet, but it's getting there. Okay, can you guys hear that over the tube, I hope? Hopefully everyone's still with me. We got 19, 20 people. Cool. All right, so we're getting closer. Okay, we're getting closer. So